Do you want to be an influencer? Being an influencer means creating engaging content, gaining traffic, and monetizing that traffic. The barrier to entry is low. No degree or certification is required. Anyone with a phone can record and upload a short video, and if it's interesting, it could be seen by millions. Yet, the potential ceiling is extremely high. Some influencers achieve global fame and immense wealth, with their audience being the entire world population. Logically, there shouldn't be an easy way to get famous and make money. If there were, everyone would do it, making the market more efficient and thus eliminating the ease. Many guides exist on becoming an influencer, and scholars have also conducted research on the topic. Recently, I came across a new academic paper on influencers in the US that might provide some insights. What I took away from this study is that being an influencer is a serious profession. It should not be romanticized simply because of its glamorous image. The paper was written by Casimir Smith, a PhD candidate at NYU Stern School of Business specializing in the economics of social media. Titled Influencer Dynamics, it hasn't been formally published yet but was shared online as part of the traditional process in academia for seeking assistant professor or research positions. Smith's research is rigorous, based on first-hand data and advanced analytical methods. He examined 1,369 influencers on Instagram and TikTok, with the unique advantage of tracking their entire growth trajectory, every post they made, the interactions they received, and the number of new followers they gained. This longitudinal approach provides insights that a mere snapshot view cannot. The influencers studied primarily focused on short videos. Live commerce and similar monetization models were not analyzed. Their primary revenue stream was brand sponsorships. Companies would pay influencers to create promotional content for a product, such as taste testing a food item or reviewing a lipstick, which they would then post like any other video. However, the job is not as easy as it sounds. On average, a single short video, covering everything from production to interacting with followers to liaising with brands, takes about 10 hours to create. This limits influencers to around 3 to 5 videos per week. Moreover, the income isn't particularly high. Data shows that an influencer with 10,000 followers earns about $300 per month. Barely pocket money. With 1 million followers, the monthly income rises to about $4,500, which is still slightly below the US median income. Even those with 1 million followers must work 40 to 50 hours per week. Other sources suggest that, among the tens of millions of active influencers on Instagram, only 0.2% to 0.4% reach the milestone of 1 million followers. So don't set your expectations too high. Making a living as an influencer is not easy. Many do it purely out of passion. As an influencer, two things matter: traffic and monetization. The former is determined by your follower count, and the latter by the number of brand deals you secure. These two factors are closely linked. Your earnings from each sponsored post are largely determined by your follower count. The more followers you have, the higher your rate per post. However, your commercial value doesn't increase linearly with your follower count. It follows a logarithmic relationship. Smith's data shows that, with 10,000 followers, a sponsored post earns about $145. With 100,000 followers, a post earns about $448. With 1 million followers, a post earns about $1,439. This suggests that gaining followers follows an exponential difficulty curve. Growing from 100,000 to 1 million followers is about as hard as growing from 10,000 to 100,000. Your bargaining power increases accordingly. For brands, working with larger influencers is actually more cost-effective because their reach scales directly with their follower count. So how does one become a top influencer? Amateur creators may dream of going viral overnight, believing that one hit video can make them an instant star. They might even try to game the system, buying traffic or artificially creating a viral trend. But Smith's research doesn't support this fantasy. In reality, viral content has limited long-term impact. Look at this growth chart comparing two influencers. The red curve represents an influencer who had a viral hit in week 50, gaining nearly 100,000 followers overnight. The blue curve represents an influencer who never had a viral post but steadily gained followers over time. Did the viral post change the red influencer's fate? Not really. Both remained in the same overall tier. The key takeaway: a single viral post provides only a short-term traffic boost. The effect fades within days, sometimes within a single day. Meanwhile, audience growth is a long-term endeavor. In my view, this is the most important lesson from Smith's study. Career growth isn't about a few lucky viral moments. It's about consistent, high-quality output over time. This shouldn't be surprising. Consider top athletes, actors, or writers. None of them succeed overnight. Those who rise quickly without a foundation often fade just as fast. Sustained effort and reliability create real commercial value. Another counterintuitive insight from the study is that influencers should embrace more sponsored content. Many influencers fear that posting branded content will slow follower growth. For example, a comedy creator might worry that fans will lose interest if they start promoting a product. They may feel that sponsored posts are insincere or that they are selling out. Traditional advice suggests waiting to monetize. First, focusing solely on organic content to build a strong audience before introducing brand deals. But Smith's study contradicts this advice. On Instagram, sponsored content is explicitly labeled as a paid partnership. TikTok doesn't market, but since many influencers post across both platforms, Smith could still differentiate organic from sponsored posts. The data shows that posting sponsored content does not slow follower growth. Whether a post is organic or sponsored, follower growth rates remain unchanged in the days following publication. The only noticeable downside is that sponsored posts receive slightly fewer likes and comments, but the difference is minor. In short, fans don't punish influencers for posting ads. This may be because Instagram and TikTok users already expect to see some promotional content, unlike YouTube, which primarily features long-form videos. For example, if you're a food influencer, promoting a new snack brand is still relevant to your audience. The lesson here: as long as the content fits, there's no need to shy away from monetization. Treat it as a natural part of content creation. Smith's analysis suggests that even an influencer with just 10,000 followers should start accepting sponsorship deals. Smith even calculated the optimal content strategy. With 10,000 followers, you should post 2.5 organic videos and 0.25 sponsored videos per week, about 10 organic and 1 or 2 sponsored per month. This is a considerable workload for an amateur, yet it only generates $300 per month. With 1 million followers, your workload should increase because each post is more valuable. Ideally, you should post 3.5 organic and 0.75 sponsored videos per week, around 15 organic and 3 or 4 sponsored per month. At this level, it becomes a full-time job with a middle-class income. Fans understand if you increase your sponsored content slightly at higher follower counts. However, most influencers remain cautious. Overdoing it can undermine authenticity. In summary, don't count on overnight success. Don't be afraid of monetization. People who have never worked a day in their lives may fantasize about instant fame and effortless income, imagining they can just do what they love and have money roll in without ever discussing financial matters. But even influencers don't live that dream. Being an influencer is a serious, professional job. It requires working 40 to 50 hours a week, having a long-term strategy, and doing things you may not always enjoy. And all of this assumes you can first create engaging content. Being interesting is already hard enough. But being interesting alone is far from enough. That's it for today's content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.